Are you ready for the ultimate racing experience? That's right, Alex Kidd. It's virtual racing! Oh my goodness. Does anyone play this online? Does anyone actually play this? Oh man, Grand Prix. Woo! Woo! We got. Let's go with Grand Prix, that'll be cool. Now red, man. That's the color of winning. We got gas pedal. Alright, I dig. VR button. What's shift up and down? Okay, that makes sense. Analog accelerator. What is arcade? What the fuck? Arcade? Oh, steering mode. Normal no. Go with arcade. What is the difference? Alright, let me get my... Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to get Dudebot in here to join the party. At some point I'm gonna get rid of Dudebot, but until now we're gonna keep him. Till I feel like doing something about it. Alright, let's see. Dudebot here? Okay, Dudebot's here. Alright, cool. What is this? Oh, you successfully downloaded update. Oh, you know, I could play the NES on the Switch! I don't know why I would do that. I mean, I think it has online multiplayer. I think that's the only reason I'd do it. As much as I, you know... Helper... You're racing. Guess we're done? Oh wait, let's get this one. There we go. Any more windows there? Nope. Successfully downloaded update data? Good. I haven't turned on my Switch in a long time. How do I start this game? How do I insert coins? No, I don't want to take a fucking picture. What gas pedal? Oh, okay. Alrighty then! We got analog acceleration as if this is like Gran Turismo. Am I maximum gear? I don't know. I guess I am. I'm going 320 kilometers per hour. You got like 20 laps? That's right. Did I mess with the camera angles? Oh wait, let's see. I want to see. Oh yeah! Now it's like an old school top-down racing game. That's cool. Man, look at that frame rate. That's better than Arcade Perfect. Arcade was 30 frames. This sucker's at 60. Oh, you can't see my lap times. That's good. I did that on purpose to hide things. No, I'm just kidding. Right. Oh, yeah, the little stick figure arms. Oh, does my speedometer actually work? Oh my god, it does. Time bonus. Man, look at my tires. Those are awesome. I'm gonna have to restart the capture though after the race. I think the sound's popping because Elgato. Elgato capture cards, everyone. If you turn on, you gotta turn on your system before you start capturing. If you reset or do anything, the sound pops. Why? Because hiking. Okay, let's go. There we go. This is the default view. Normally I'd go with the realistic view, you know, in the car, but it's not too bad in the car. But this isn't really a sim racer. This is more of an arcade racing game. That's sky texture though. Like the simple polys aren't an eyesore to me. I kind of like that aesthetic, but that sky, I don't know, a little too 16-bit for my taste. The only thing that sucks about this version of Virtual Racing is that it doesn't include any of the bonus cars or bonus tracks from the 32X or Saturn. I've never played the Saturn version. I heard the PS2 version is pretty neat. I might check that out. Truth be told, I might check out the Saturn version. This is one of those games that never gets a sequel. That keeps getting re-released. Then again, I mean, how would you make a sequel now to this? Because technically Daytona was like if you want to get into it, Daytona was like the real sequel to Virtua Racing. Oh, look at that! I just worked through him. I didn't even touch him. I remember this was the first game. I mean, it was one of the first 3D games, but like, what was interesting was if you follow the burnt tracks, you know, like the tire markings, that's the best way to do the turns. And I think in the arcade version, which this is a port of, all the tire tracks are like dynamically made. Handling's great. I remember when I got the 32X, this was like the game I played the most of it. I didn't even like racing games. There just wasn't a lot of games on the 32X when I got it, when I was a kid. Yeah, that's right, I was spoiled as a kid. My parents spent 150 bucks on a shitty 32X, what of it? That's how I got a Saturn when it was like 400 bucks. Like, I had this, Star Wars Arcade, and of course Chaotix. That was the main reason I got the 32X. Arguably the best game on the 32X. Though I wish I got, like, Space Harrier and Afterburner on the 32X. I rented them from Blockbuster, because Blockbuster did have 32X games you could rent. I don't know why. I guess I'll keep talking about the 32X. Why not? Even though I'm playing the Switch version of this game. The 32X, in my opinion, should have been scaled down. I understand what Sega was trying to do. Like, instead of creating, like, you know, an FX chip or something like that and making their games cost 90 bucks, they would make like an expansion module for the Genesis that you would pay for, and then, you know, you wouldn't have to like pay for upgraded cartridges. Hey, what's up, Cyril the Walrus? How you doing? How's your day going? I'm bonus. My Sega CD? Hey, what's winning the vote? On the straw poll. I haven't even looked at the results. Well, my Sega CD's in the bedroom. You think that one's gonna win? You think the Genesis Sega CD 32X combo's gonna win? Actually, that's like my favorite machine right now because it basically plays four types of machines. It plays Master System, Genesis, 32X, and Sega CD. Oh, you got a new job? How's that going? What lap am I on? 7? On the 10th lap, I'll go into the pit. What am I, in 3rd position? Nice. Oh, you're like me now? Okay. Speaking of work, I think next week I work full time, so I'm gonna try to balance out my free time to do some streams. Now the real challenge begins. How do I do the streams while working full time? I'll figure it out though. Chips are like 3 to 10. Oh, nice. Well, good luck on the new job. All right, what am I? 9th lap? All right, after the 10th lap, I'll go in the pits. Ooh. 14.50 an hour. That's good. Like, if you stick with it, they'll give you like $1 raise. If it's like Mike... Wait, what job did you get, if you don't mind me asking? Because I know with mine, like, there's a potential to get like a $1 raise like every two times a year. It's a kitchen at the golf course. Oh, okay. Kitchen work. Oh, go! Let's get out of here! I think I'm on auto. Yeah, I picked automatic, huh? I think real Formula 1 cars have automatic. I don't think they do, like, manual shifting. Because the shifting happens so fast. Oh, yeah, I can feel it. Like, these tires are way better. So the tires do wear out. You know, this game is 12-player split screen on one system. Automatic clutch manual shift. Oh, okay. I tried the online once, but like I could only find one person playing. What system is this? Oh, it's on the Switch. M2, the guys at Port Everything, did an arcade perfect conversion for the Switch. But they went above and beyond the arcade perfect because the arcade runs at 30 frames per second, whereas this one runs at 60 frames, so they actually doubled the frame rate of the original game. They didn't add any of the cool shit that's in the 32X version of the Saturn, though. This is strictly an arcade port, with some minor new features like 20 laps and, what's it called, online play. And of course, 12-player split screen, which must be crazy. They look better. Yeah, they upscaled it to 1080. At least I think they upscaled it. Did you see how I just bounced off that? I think they also increased the view distance. Because I don't notice any pop-in. Unless I do the wide-ass camera. Which, back in the day when you did the wide-ass camera, the frame rate would drop. Time bonus. Oh, what's neat about this, play the Saturn port for this game? I hear that port's awful. Hey, what's up, Maxim? How you doing? Because, well, it's not a bad port, it's just that the Saturn could do better. Like, that's one of those ports where, like, this, they kind of underwhelmed it. Oh, the view distance sucks. Which is weird, because, like, certain people prefer the 32X version of Virtua Racer, which for the longest time was considered the best home port, like even better than the PS2 version of the Saturn. I haven't played those versions yet, mind you, so... But I do remember the 32X Virtua Racing being like one of the best games on the 32X, which is not saying that much. But, you know, like, I don't know. I like my 32X. I think it had a decent amount of games. Now I got an EverDrive, though. It's even better. Really? The Reddit? Eh, I guess I can believe that. What am I, 14? Woo! Hey, what's up, ball busting, babe? What Virtual Racing on the Nintendo? No, what's cool about this, though, is it's not an emulator. You know, like, M2 actually went through the code of the original arcade game and ported the son of a bitch. So it doesn't have any of the problems like that. That's why I like M2. You know, other companies that release classic games or compilations, like especially a lot of SNK games, do like shitty emulators, right? And they're just lazy. They just do that. Abusing. Oh wow, that sucks. Having cold pizza? Okay. Yeah, AM2. Because there was AM2 and there was AM1, the two companies at Sega. But yeah, the AM2 game is because they did Virtual Fighter. I think they did all the virtual games. But like, the company M2 dates back to Gauntlet on the Genesis. They've been making games since that, but their main thing is ports. They're just really good at porting games to other systems. Like, I know a lot of the Sega games on the DS as well as the Switch, like Outrun, are all M2. First game that took you online for a console? What was it, Quake 3 on the Dreamcast? Or are we talking like way, way back? Because there is the Sega Saturns like Duke Nukem. Oh, for me personally? First like console online experience. I'm gonna say Halo 2. Like, I knew Quake 3 on the Dreamcast was online capable and Phantasy Star, but I didn't have those games on the Dreamcast. And, like, who the fuck had the network adapter for the Saturn, right? Metal Gear Solid 3, oh, that's right, it did have online. I didn't play that much of Halo 2 on the original Xbox. too much. I was still playing a lot of PC shooters at the time. Though now Halo 2 is going to come out on Steam, so we come full circle. Still play that every day? Is there a modern Metal Gear? Oh yeah, there is, right? With Metal Gear Solid 5, there is a modern MGS online. What I really fucking hate, though, is how Metal Gear Solid 4's online is gone now. I mean, I'm sure there's, like, user servers, but I actually had a lot of fun with that. I enjoyed the characters like Ocelot and stuff, or Johnny, how he'd have, like, the diarrhea problems ahead of their time. Especially on the PS2, we had, like, 8 people online a couple of days ago. Oh, nice. Wouldn't it be funny if I like lose time and I don't finish this race? I'm on like the 19th lap. Come on, baby. Give me that time bonus. Oh, I'm not gonna finish this race. What a bitch. Save MGO project. Yeah, but don't you need like a hacked PS3 to pull that off though? To like play on their servers? Come on, baby, come on, yes! Oh, thank God. I came this far, let me finish the goddamn race. Why the fuck is there a time limit? Can I turn that off? There's no reason for that. The original PS3s, oh yeah, because the original PS3 is actually like, it has a PS2 built into it. Who the fuck is it? I mean, I don't tend to run like a lot of homebrew, oddly enough. Alright, hold on. Alright. Hopefully that fixes the sound. Restarting that. Still have players online? Really? They probably used a peer-to-peer system, though. Which, to be honest, a lot of them do. Race against other players. Up to 1. Oh, goody. Wow, look at that water! Never go that high on that. Alright, let's go to Bay Bridge. Wait, I was gonna turn off the fucking time limit, because fuck that. That's what that sucks about this game, is that, like, you can see why Sega added more tracks and cars later on when they ported it to the home version, because there really isn't... Like, for an arcade game, it has enough content, 3 tracks, each varying in difficulty. But for, like, a home, like, port game, it's not that... Then again, it was, like, only $5, so fuck it. Wait, what is it? X? Is there any way I could get rid of time limit, though? Turn to start menu. Public, yeah. Yeah, because GameSpy was basically peer-to-peer. So all you would need to do, like, there's no server or anything. All you need is, like, a search thing, like Game Ranger or something. Same thing with MSN Zone. MSN Zone was peer-to-peer, so it was very easy to, like, come up with a way to replace that. Game reset. How do I get back to, like, another menu? Here, let's try that. Hold, okay. No, it just resets me back to the... Alright, fuck it! Fuck it! Look at the pigeons. That wasn't in the home ports. Or at least not the 32X version. Course record. I like how it gives me more options here down in the menu. Sometimes. Grand Prix, normal, difficulty. Is difficulty just the time limit? I'm guessing it's the time limit, because I don't think the other cars handle any differently. I'm gonna test that out. Oh, fuck it. You know what? Whatever. I can't go down to easy. My pride won't let me. So I think one big advantage this game has over the 32X version is analog steering, as well as analog gas pedal, which means that if I had a steering wheel for the Switch, I could totally play it with that. Speaking of which, I you know, like, I want to get the steering wheel for the Saturn. It used to be, like, relatively cheap, like around 30 bucks, but I think now it's probably a lot higher. Though it doesn't have pedals, so I guess you just press the buttons on the stick. I don't know if it's really worth getting it. Oh, I like the sound distortion in the tunnel. That's a nice touch. Oh, you can run those over? In a 32X version, you just pass through them. They had no hit detection. I also think the 32X version had less trees. And it was probably, at the time, like, it felt right, but it was probably 20 frames or 15 frames per second. Oh, the trees actually sway in the wind. So I remember seeing Virtual Racing a lot in the arcades. There'd be like 4 of them and they'd all be connected, you know, so people could race each other. I think what happened is maybe Sega offered a kit or something and then all those machines became Daytona. Because Daytona was fucking big. Like Virtual Racing I saw every now and then, but Daytona, I saw that in like every arcade. Usually like 3 or 4 of them.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, thank you for the host part, Zerker. Modern textured polygons. I like the flat look. I think the flat, like, the way this game looks now, where you can actually count all the polygons and stuff, gives it sort of a timeless look. It's very simplistic in design. Very, you know... with just the, like, the very minimal amount of details added in, like the grass coming up, the smoke. Look at that, look at those cows in that windmill. You know, like, because I think the thing was AM2, when Sega was making these 3D games in the arcade, they basically contracted guys that used to make simulators. So they would make these, like, you know, very elaborate simulations for the time, but there would be no, like, it would lack a lot of the stuff that would make it a game, you know what I mean? That's where Sega came in and made it a game. Oh, really? Huh. So there are, like, MGS online tournaments? How does that work, though? Like, what about all the DLC for Metal Gear Solid 4? Like, do you still have to somehow purchase that, or is that just... oh, I guess, yeah, if it's all pirated, it doesn't matter. It probably all works. Silly me. Woo. And try it. Well, you just download it and then it works. Hey, if I get that, will it allow me to play burnt Blu-rays? Oh my god. Or better yet, will it give me access to the European PlayStation 2 emulator? Because, like, you know, European PlayStation 2s or PlayStation 3s can play PS2 games, but it uses an emulator. Technically, so can American PS3s if you buy a PS2 game off PlayStation Network. Which is why it's fucking stupid why Sony never released a backwards compatible PS2 emulator for the PS3, even though they have a working one. Hey, what's up, Jedi Outcast? Steve, how you doing? Who burns Blu-ray? Oh, so I'll just install the games on a hard drive? Then again, I guess I don't need the PS... well, yeah, fuck the PS2 emulator. The reason I don't play PS1 games on the PS3 is because of the emulation. So I guess I'd still play PS2 games on the PS2. The other reason I don't play PS1 games on the PS1 is my PS1's disk drive is just fucked up. At some point I'll, like, get that thing that hooks up to the back. But, you know, that's another project. I'm doing alright, I'm just getting some games in before work. I gotta go to work in like about an hour or so. I figured I'd play some Virtua Racing, maybe some Mario Kart, you know? Do some Mario Kart online. I didn't hook up my broadband adapter, you know, not, well, the wired adapter for the Switch, but I might do that, like, tomorrow, and then I'll go see what the straw poll for what console I'm gonna play next month is. Then I'll hook up that console. And then that's what next month will be. It'll be a month of whatever wins the vote. If you still haven't voted, it's !vote, and it'll take you to the straw poll. Though I might take the PS3 off of that because apparently the PS3 has some kind of copyright protection on the HDMI. I've never tried to stream the PS3 though, so who knows? It might work, it might not. I got some ways around that, I think. Yeah, that one. You go vote in that straw poll. But that's okay. If I don't think the PS3 is gonna win anyways. But if it did, you know, I mean, basically the reason why I picked those systems is because a lot of them use the same wires for hookup. You know what I mean? Like, so for instance, you know, HDMI, like I could play the Switch or the analog NT, which basically is like an NES emulator or like a NES clone system. Probably the best NES clone system on the market. Or like for instance, the Genesis and the Sega Saturn use the exact same cable. I have an adapter. So once I have them hooked up, I can just switch them out fairly fast. The Super Nintendo and the N64 use the same video cable as well. They have the exact same plug in the background. So they're quick to switch. 6 times? Wait, didn't I limit it to 1 vote per user? Yeah, well, fuck it. Fuck it. If that's the case, I think I did, right? Like, I turned on IP logging. So if you're gonna do that, you have to, like, have a VPN and change your IP multiple times. Like, you know, I mean, that's the way around it. If you really want to go that far to rig the vote, like... Yeah, right. Go to the library and vote. Go everywhere and vote. That works too. Time bonus! You know what I hope happens though? I hope Sega releases fucking Daytona on the Switch. You know what'd be great though is if it included the Dreamcast version of Daytona. Like it was a perfect compilation of Daytona. Not just an arcade port, but also the sequel on the Dreamcast, and then it would be like fucking just amazing. So this one, I mean, as much as I like this port and the fact that it was like $5 or $10, I feel like it would have been really cool if they added the 32X and the Saturn versions of the game. Or updated those versions to be arcade perfect as well, but I guess, you know, it was beyond the scope of the project. So there's still no real definitive virtual racing game. But I will say this is definitely the closest to the arcade I've ever played. Out, you know, like, I mean, yeah, you can get a PC emulator, but I don't think it will play as good as this. Bass fishing? I never played any of the bass. They must be good because I see them all the fucking time, you know, like they even made a controller for the Dreamcast for it. Oh, shit. Speaking of Dreamcast games with odd controllers, I gotta get Typing of the Dead, man. Also, if the Wii wins the vote, I'm gonna try and get some games on the Wii. And my Wii's not unlocked, so I will actually purchase these games. One of them being Knights, another one being like the House of the Dead games. Because they re-released House of the Dead 2 and 3, I think, on the Switch, but the Wii. And there's also a House of the Dead Grindhouse? Oh my god. You know, and I think the Wii was like the last real decent gun shooter console. It's not as good as like the Sega Saturn stunner gun, because the technology's different, but it's like, because of the Wii remotes, it actually works very well with gun games. Never thought much of it, but it's kind of addicting. Neat. Though I've been thinking about getting Typing of the Dead on Steam, just so I can get better at typing. I feel like that game would, like, as an educational game or whatever, I feel like that game would get my typing, like, you know, way faster. Oh, it has it on sale? Oh, okay. Like, normally I wouldn't give a fuck, but there's just something, like... You know, because I remember being a kid in computer class, we did a lot of typing minigame shit, right? But, you know, they were okay, like, there's certain software, but man, if we had fucking Typing of the Dead, I would have became a great typer. I like how the signs that I ran over stay in the same spot, they don't respawn. There's no pit. I just noticed that. There's no pit in this map, so I can't even go into the pit crew. With the typing. Ah. I forget, like, I don't even remember the software we used. It was that generic in school to do typing. I hear, like, some people are fortunate enough to grow up with really good typing games. I didn't really play a lot of edutainment games when I was younger, because I played real games, you know, like, but I know that there were some kids my age, or some people my age at the time, whose parents only bought them educational games, and I feel sorry for them, but they also got to play shit like Star Wars Droid Works, and those, like, Disney educational games, like the Aladdin one, and the Lion King one. Those are probably the best out of them, too. I mean, there's probably a couple of others. Yeah, I was busy playing fucking Quake and Doom and shit. I wasn't playing no education. That's why I grew up so smart. That's why I'm so smart. I don't need any of that educational shit. Fuck that. Game over. Get the choir in. Game over. It's still not better than game over, yeah! But, you know, it's close.
Course by wheel.
Acropolis. Step on gas. And the non-edge. Right, you can just play Civilization. Oh, hello, ladies. Look at them and all their poly goodness. Oh, shit. I was too busy looking at the eye candy. I didn't notice the race had started. Okay, so they're new. I don't remember them at all in the 32X version. It's a sailboat. It's a scooter. Ha! You dumb son of a bitch. It's a sailboat. A sailboat is a scooter. Is a sailboat. Oh. Hey, I actually know why they call this Acropolis now. There's like, you know, ancient Greek buildings and stuff that, you know, either A, were so low poly in the 32X version I never noticed, or B, I just forgot. I love this curve, though. Though it's better when I actually don't hit someone and take it at full speed. I know, did you count the polygons on her? The only thing that sucks about virtual racing, and this has nothing to do with the game, but arcade owners, is arcade owners would always charge like $1 or fucking sometimes $2 to play it. And that's absurd. That's fucking absurd. Oh my god, not as absurd as that though. Did you notice how the smoke stayed with my car like while I was flipping around? Because it's not a particle effect, it's part of the car animation. Seven Sears. Yeah, World War II games are pretty good too. They were better than like actual history class World War II. Well, some, it depends. Some World War II games took a lot of liberties, like Battlefield 1942. There were not that many people running around with bazookas, and each side didn't just have two types of tanks that were exactly the same to the other side. Also, the Tiger tank in Battlefield 1942 is as big as a Sherman tank, which is kind of funny. Luckily, though, there were mods like Forgotten Hope that fixed that. I played Forgotten Hope more than I played actual Battlefield 1942. At some point, I might play Forgotten Hope 2, because that works on Battlefield 2. Which, Battlefield 2, you can have 128 players. The problem is, though, it's like the same problem with the Star Wars game I play, Movie Battles. You gotta play it at the right time of day, and the stars have to align to get, like, a full game, you know, with enough people playing. If not, it's kind of empty. There were a lot of good strategy, oh my god, a lot of good strategy games on the PC that were very edutainment. Or tanks even take, really? Because you had games like Civilization, right? Then you had SimCity, which taught you about city building. I mean, like, at a very basic level. But, you know... Then, well, I think the best edutainment game that you would get in PC would be stuff like Oregon Trail. What's up, Lemon Squeezy? I actually loved Oregon Trail. Or Oregon Trail, whatever. I played it a lot. Even though it was bullshit half the time, but you know. But like, yeah, some schools had SimCity installed in Civilization 2. Because they counted as educational. Yeah, Total War was pretty good. What's up, Shiodorama? I'm actually a real big Total War fan, even though I haven't played any Total War game past, you know, the remake of Rome. Like, I didn't really play the Warhammer one, or the Three Kingdoms one, or Attila. The Warhammer ones don't interest me as much, you know, because they're kind of fantasy-based, and I guess that's okay, but considering the time sink a Total War game costs for me, like, if I was into the Warhammer series, I'd say, yeah, sure, but I'm more into history. Hey, what's up, Never Conquer? That too, like you could really get your reading skills up by playing RPGs. Yeah, Medieval 2, especially some of the mods for Medieval 2. I played a lot of the original Rome as well, because there was like... Rome was so easy to mod, because anyone could make maps or units for it. I hear there's like a World War II full world mod for Rome now. Battle Brothers? What's that like? Time bonus. I'm only on the 5th lap? Wow, this one is like a longer track. After this course, I'm gonna play Mario Kart. Do some online Mario Karting. Oh, the fights are turn-based? Oh, okay. Is this like a modern game, or is it like back in the day? Musket battle. Oh god, that was my favorite part about Medieval 2, even though the AI was fucking stupid. like worse than it is in Shogun for, like, you know, gun fights. But yeah, like, you know, the Renaissance era gun fights I really liked. The pike and gun. Couple years old? Okay, so it's like, it's fairly modern, but it's still like old. Hi, bonus. You know what, like, whatchamacallit, post, or like, turn-based combat game that I could just never get into was Jagged Alliance. And like, I like the concept of Jagged Alliance and shit, but it's like, I go through like 2 missions and I have no weapons. With the cataracts. The medieval one was really cool in terms of like, locations, right? Because you can go to like America, and that looked different, and then there was the deserts and like, you know, the Middle East, and that looked different, and then there was Europe. Like, it felt really grand. The only thing that sucked though is, again, how stupid the fucking AI is. Like, I think eventually they patched it so that, like, the AI could actually participate in the Crusades, but it didn't have to send, you know, a stack of units to the Middle East. What would happen is, it would just warp a stack of units there because it was too dumb to figure out how to put them on a boat and sail them there. Or at the very least, that's what mods started doing for it. Because I remember, like, they couldn't really get it so that the AI was good at doing the Crusades. Also, the unit diversity was pretty cool too. Like every faction had like, you know, different like cool looking units and stuff. You remember having to look up a dictionary? I played so many, like, you know, RPGs, like, I started playing them at like 7 or 8, so yeah, they really helped my reading comprehension, which helps me with streaming. I'm able to read shit faster. See, because everyone always says games rot your brain, but it's like, I don't know, you know, like, games force your mind to have to make decisions. Like, even this game, even a racing game, like, I have to pay attention to what's going on and make decisions, you know, like, my mind's being active. It's a lot different than, like, you know, reading, you just read words. Like, I mean, yeah, you get to use your imagination, but, you know, fire up Medieval 2. I wonder if I still have Medieval 2 installed. I remember when Medieval 2 came out, there was a bug, and it was a shitty bug, too. It was like one of the worst bugs. And it was, your knights wouldn't charge. You'd right-click on the enemy, they'd get to the enemy, stop, and then, like, trot into them, and they wouldn't get their charge bonus. And I was like, in a game about fucking knights and mounted combat, you fucked that up? Then again, in Empire Total War, they fucked up so much shit. Like, it was probably the worst launch of any Total War game. Though I hear Rome Total War had a pretty bad launch as well. But at least Rome got fixed. Empire Total War never really got fixed. I should know, I modded the fuck out of it to try and fix as much of it as I could. They did have great music though, especially the original Rome. That one had fantastic music. Napoleon was awful, wasn't it at launch? It was still better than Empire. Napoleon, I didn't have to mod as much. See, because what I did was I took the files from Shogun and just started, like, importing the stats and the numbers from Shogun to Napoleon and Total War to make them better. Rome 1 was the best. You know what's interesting about Rome 1? Is that, oh god, is that, like, when you would fight in a river or something like that, and you kill people, the bodies would float down the river? Or when you fought on the walls, the bodies would fall off the walls and stuff? It also didn't have canned animations like modern Total War, so you could actually have like 3 guys attack 1 guy, whereas now in modern Total War, because they have those animations, 1 guy can only attack another guy. He just gets a bonus if there are people around him, like on his team. So in some ways, the old school engine for Total War, you know, is a little bit more, I wouldn't say better, but like has some details that make you buy into the world a lot more. That you don't see in modern Total War. Hey, what's up, Merluxia? Is this game made this year? No. This game was made in like 98? Not even, 96 maybe? This came out last year on the Switch, but this was an arcade game back in the 90s. And now, finally, we have the power to play it arcade perfect. What? Oh, hey, hold on. Had weight and could give more battle. That too, yeah. Yeah, it had those physics. There's that esports team whose members are all like over 60 to keep their minds active to stave off. Yeah. You know, that's why whenever I see those stupid ads on YouTube about like mobile phone games to like help, you know, like brain training and shit, and I'm like, oh, okay, so just shitty mini games. Why not just play WarioWare, dude? What this game is called? This game particularly? It's called Virtua Racing. Not virtual, Virtua. Virtua Racing. And my theory of why it's called Virtua and not virtual is because Sega could trademark Virtua, but can't trademark virtual. Either that, or that's just how the Japanese say virtual. One or the other. Like Virtua Fighter, yep. It's in the same, it's made by the same people, right? AM2. The sound quality's better on the original. It's been forever since I played the arcade version. I know that the people who ported this are M2, and the way they did it was they actually took the source code of the original game and made it work on the Switch. The original game doesn't run at 60, it runs at 30. And I think this is the first time we get an arcade port of the original source code. Every other home port of this was its own game. It didn't use the arcade source code at all. They would just build it specifically for that system, like the 32X version. Yeah. Well, especially at the time, like this was state of the art at the time. You know, it was a polygonal game. One of the very first polygonal arcade games to ever come out. And at the time, I mean, like, you noticed it. Like, you go to the arcade, you're like, what is that? 3D graphics? What the fuck? You know, I mean, yeah, there was Star Fox and shit like that, but Star Fox didn't run or look as good as this. Star Fox ran at like 12 frames per second and had no draw distance. And then they made games like Virtua Fighter. Virtua Fighter 1 was okay, but Virtua Fighter 2 was where it's at. That was a significant jump in graphics and gameplay for the series. Game over. Alright, I'm gonna play some Mario Kart. Let's see, do I have the Mario Kart? I know it's not a retro game, but I don't want to change my titles. Also, I kind of put it in the title, so I guess we're okay. Oh, Virtua Fighter Kids was god-awful. That and the Sonic game. They made a Sonic fighting game, too. Sonic Fighters, that was also terrible for the same reasons. The characters are so stubby and their heads are so big that it's like their limbs have no range. Alright, let's close this. Oh, look, I can play some Nintendo games. I think I can play Super Nintendo games now. Alright, let's see if my online membership still works. Hopefully it does. If not, I'm gonna play something else, obviously. Probably Blaster Master. Oh shit, I unhooked the Switch by trying to switch the game out of it.